Today's protests come one day after a fired Minneapolis police officer was arrested and charged with the murder of George Floyd, an unarmed African-American man. Tonight we have team coverage from Raleigh, Durham, and Fayetteville, and we begin in the capital city with Mackenzie Stasko. Mackenzie, protesters have been gathering for about an hour now.
Yeah, Maggie, a huge crowd here outside of the Wake County Courthouse. We're live here in downtown Raleigh. This is Fayetteville Street. If you take a look, you can see there is a wave of people walking down Fayetteville Street from Davie toward Martin. We're not exactly sure where they are walking, but there are easily hundreds of people here, as you mentioned, protesting in honor of George Floyd, the African-American man who died in Minneapolis after being arrested by police there. People of all different races here today holding signs chanting "No justice, no peace." We did see Wake County Sheriff Gerald Baker. He did come out earlier to speak to the crowd. It was very difficult to hear. We do know that he is expected to speak to the media in about 10 minutes or so. So we'll have that update for you later on today. Raleigh's mayor today calling for peaceful protests, telling everyone here to wear masks if possible, and again, try and keep things peaceful, because as we know across the country, that has not been what's happening in certain cities. The organizers here today speaking to this massive crowd of people, saying that they do not want any sort of violence to happen. That is not what this protest is for. This is simply in honor of George Floyd's memory, and they are also demanding an end to racism here in our community and across the country. We spoke to a man earlier today. He came here with his sons. He tells me that he was actually racially profiled on a road trip before he came here. That's just one of the reasons why he chose to come and protest today.
I'm here today because I'm an advocate. I'm here today because I have a black son that I'm afraid that if he get pulled over, he may not come home. I'm here today because I have a brown daughter that has the same fear. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here today because it's time for us to stop.
And that interview you just heard from was from a mother that we spoke to. We'll hear from the father that we spoke to coming up in just a little bit. But again, this is a live look at Fayetteville Street in downtown Raleigh. A wave of people just walking down Fayetteville Street with signs chanting, of course, again, in honor of George Floyd's memory. We do want to mention we are expected to hear from Wake County Sheriff Gerald Baker coming up in about less than 10 minutes. We'll have that update coming up for you throughout the show. For now, Maggie, live in Raleigh, Mackenzie Stasko, CBS 17 News.
All right, thank you, Mackenzie. Very powerful to see the crowd of that size. Of course, with the crowd of that size, you will have some traffic backups and delays. The area that they are marching toward, Davie and Martin downtown, and you can see there are some areas of slowdowns. So if you are headed downtown, you definitely want to take that into account.